My name is Estelle Brink and I'm with Jericho Walls International Prayer Network. Today we start a brand new series called Stand Your Ground. Our focus over the next couple of weeks will be to study those things that hinders many believers and especially intercessors in their walk with the Lord and in their prayer lives. We will look at how to overcome these different obstacles one by one. And we will divide it into three categories. Number 1, stand. Number 2, arise. And number 3, shine. Now, stand has to do with becoming established in practical ways in order to remain standing physically in our bodies while still here on the earth. What does it mean to stand? What are the causes that cause people to fall, and how to spot those dangers and stumbling blocks in time so you will not fall? Arise has to do with becoming established inwardly in the character and the likeness of the Lord Jesus and becoming and overcoming the distresses of our soul. Not only do we need to remain standing for God, we also need to arise and take up responsibilities for our calling in the Spirit. We will look at what it means to arise in your Christian walk, in your prayer life, and in the battles that you daily face. Thirdly, shine has to do with becoming established in our spirit man and to live and walk in and through Christ within us in this world. Not only do we need to understand how to remain standing amidst trials or how to take up and carry our responsibilities, we also need to become strong in our spiritual walk with God and expel darkness without showing the enemy any mercy. This part touches on spiritual warfare, not because we engage every fight passing our way, but rather because our standing with God is that of a friend. And friends of God have God's angels sent to them for their protection. This is what happened with Elijah. The angelic host encamped all around his home. Friends of God overcome in battles because the angels fight with them, like it happened with Joshua when he defeated the enemies of Israel. Friends of God are able to demonstrate His glory amidst thick darkness, like it was for Daniel in Babylon. Do not miss that last part of the series, as it will equip you to overcome in the Spirit. When I was preparing for this session, one morning the word of the Lord really came to me very clearly, and I was able to write it down, and I want to share it with you here. He said, "Teach my people to stand. In the days and months to come, their faith will be challenged on a personal level, an interpersonal level, on community level, and national level across the globe. What happens in one nation will from now onwards run into and happen across nations. During COVID, what happened in one nation spilled over until it touched the whole earth. In the same way, what takes place from now onwards will not only be limited in this area or that area. There will be a global push towards more wickedness, unrighteousness, and unfair treatment of especially Christians. Do not be disheartened when this happened. Only train my people to stand. What it means to stand, how to stand amidst different circumstances, and most of all, how to discern deception that is coming so they will not agree with the wiles of the enemy. The greatest trial the enemy will bring into the lives of believers is that of deception. Deception is what cost Adam and Eve paradise. I do not want any of my children to choose against me by doing what is proposed to them as seemingly right in the eyes of this generation. This is a season to practice and exercise discernment according to Hebrews 5 verse 14. It must be practiced. My people must learn to see in the Spirit, hear in the Spirit, and make all their decisions from a spiritual point of view. No longer can they afford to allow their emotions to dictate their decisions. They must seek my face in prayer and fasting on matters of importance, so they will be sure to walk in a pure and narrow way. Then they will be safe amidst evil. Lucifer deceived the angels in heaven into believing and following him in rebellion against God. Angels who never knew sin. Angels who only knew love and adoration and the holiness of God. They were deceived. Therefore, do not be ignorant. You can easily be deceived. Set your mind on things above, where I am, and not on the earth below. Learn to hear my voice and discern in the spirit and in the natural what is happening. Now, this is then the purpose of our series, to equip you and me to be stronger in standing firm amidst difficulty and to be the difference, the light, and the salt in this world. We will look at how you can become vibrant in the spirit, so much so that the enemy will tremble at your coming and going. There is a place where we can walk in spiritual victory, regardless of the circumstances around us. Remember, victory doesn't mean we're going to have an easy life, or riches, or fame, or money, or possessions. It means that we will overcome sin and wickedness and deception, and it means that we will be rich towards God in holiness and purity. It's not about viewing God's love for us from a natural point of view, but from a spiritual point of view. In this season, we need to learn to also start looking at what is taking place in the spirit when something manifests in the natural, and then pray for that. I want to encourage you to set your heart on the Lord, to focus on Him. The life that the Lord has for you and for me is like that of a lighthouse, to be built to withstand harsh conditions. Perhaps some of the fiercest on the planet, powerful storms and turbulent ocean waters are weathered by lighthouses daily. And we, you and I, have this ability to stand in and for God's purposes in the earth in this season. Next week we will continue on this subject.